Am I an a-hole for kicking my boyfriend's parents out of my apartment after they called me up? Back in March, his parents decided they want to come, quote, wait quarantine out at our apartment. For starters, they never asked. His mother called and told me that they were on their way and to prepare our spare bedroom for them. I was already apprehensive about them staying with us because his parents have always been extremely rude to me. They're all overly critical of everything I say and do. They are massively control freaks who feel entitled to always be in charge. So, right off the bat, things are miserable. They verbally abuse me daily and tell me what I can and can't do in my own apartment, and are all overall just the worst. Out of everything, the air conditioning causes the biggest debacle. Where I live, it has been 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit almost every day. I normally keep my air on 70, but when they started complaining, I turned the air up to 75. This is already a little too toasty for me, but I was willing to be a little hot to try to keep the peace. This was not good enough for them. They don't want their air on, period. They want the heat on, and they turn it on every single opportunity they get. I wake up in the middle of the night covered in sweat. I've told them to stop countless times. Yesterday, I finally cracked. I put about 10 pieces of duct tape over the thermostat with a note attached that said, "Do not touch," while I'm at work. 6 p.m. I walk into my apartment and I'm automatically hit by a hotter and more humid heat than outside. Duct tape and a note have been torn off the thermostat, and they have on the heat at 98 ducking degrees. I go into the guest room and say, quote, "Why could you not follow the simple instructions of do not touch the thermostat? This is my home. I'm tired of you saying rude things to me. I'm tired of you treating me like a child and creating your own rules for my apartment. You either need to be respectful towards me and learn to accept my boundaries, or go back to your own house." His mother said, and I disdainfully quote, "You have no right to barge in here without knocking. That was only an invasion of privacy, but you need to take the attitude out of your tone. I've dealt with much bigger beep than you before." She went on for about 30 minutes and I just tuned her out. When she was done talking, I told her, "Get out." Now, my boyfriend's angry with me because I could not just let them have their way. He wants me to call his mother and apologize, but I don't think I should have to. I may have been rude to her, but it was only because I've spent the past 2 months dealing with her abuse and trying to politely ask her to stop treating me that way. I got tired of politely asking someone to stop treating me like shit in my own home, in which I was letting them live for free. I also got tired of my boyfriend refusing to defend me and allowing her to stay and do whatever she wanted. I'm trying to understand their perspective, although it just doesn't seem reasonable to me. If you guys determine me as the a-hole, I will call and apologize. I do not think OP's the a-hole in this, and my opinion is they need to leave the thermostat the heck alone. It's not their house, and she's allowing them to be staying there for free. I am concerned if her boyfriend will back her up or not. I don't see if this relationship can continue if he sides with his parents. There's a complete update for this. It's not a full update, but it does disclose what OP was trying to say. It's a comment that I found in the original post. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's check out this update. Alright guys, so my boyfriend and I just had a very long conversation. I admitted to him that I vented on here, and I screenshotted a bunch of comments for him to read through. He was mostly silent for a while and got a little emotional. Eventually, he asked me if I showed him all these comments because I was planning on leaving him. I told him no. I wasn't going to just dump him without giving him the chance to work through our issues if he's willing to. I explained to him that I understand his past trauma with his mother, but it does not make it okay for him to enable her to be abusive towards me. He agreed that he was in the wrong, and he should have made a bigger effort to step in and defend me. He also apologized for asking me to call his mother and apologize. I told him that I wasn't going to make him choose between me and his mom, but if we're going to have a healthy relationship, he would have to start going to therapy, or he would have to confront his mother about her behavior. I told him I would stand by his side and support him as he did it, but it was something he would have to do on his own. I told him that we're now setting boundaries, some hard ones, and one of those boundaries would be that his parents are no longer allowed to stay with us. Ever. He agreed that was for the best and admitted he's been miserable these past 2 months also. He mentioned that cutting off his family might be what his healthiest is for his mental health, and how that is something he would discuss with his psychiatrist if or when he goes. I told him I was extremely hurt that not only was he willing to prioritize his mother over me, but he was willing to cause me pain to satisfy her need for control. It bothered me a lot that he made me really feel like I was the a-hole, to the point that I made this post to try to gain perspective. After that, he told me he would call his mother and request that she apologize for treating me so poorly the past 2 months. Honestly, that is a really big step for him, and I'm very proud of him for doing that. It shows me that he's willing to work on his issues. I do think seeking a professional might help him process these emotions better and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Overall, right now, it seems like we're going to be okay with the relationship-wise, as long as he is committed to actually follow through with these promises. Thank you to everyone who commented. You've been extremely helpful. I'll keep you guys updated if anything new develops. First of all, let's just give a round of applause for OP and OP's boyfriend for the way that they handled this. Shout out to OP for realizing, hey, maybe I should stand up to my girlfriend, and after reading all these comments, I agree, I was in the wrong for not standing up for her and telling my mother, specifically, she is out of line. You guys are staying here for free and we're allowing it. Don't touch the thermostat and don't call her names. Let me know what you guys think of this update in the comment section below. Have you ever had a mother-in-law, father-in-law dispute that you just cannot figure out? Let me know your situations in the comment section down below. Our next story on the day, it's an Am I the A-hole story. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife it's not cute for her to encourage our teenage daughter to expect her boyfriend to pay for everything in their relationship? Guys, this one gets pretty juicy. Let's check it out. Wife and I have been married for 18 years. We have our 16-year-old daughter who's been dating a slightly shy and awkward young man for around 3 to 4 months now. He seems very nervous around my daughter and has admitted in a passing comment here and there to my wife and I that he can't believe she agreed to date him. He thinks she's way out of his league. He seems very respectful, just shy. My wife is usually an independent, awesome woman, and her ideals align closely with mine, particularly in terms of feminism and equality. We've both striven to raise our daughter to be as independent as capable as possible. Since my daughter has been dating this kid, my wife has changed considerably and has given our daughter advice that's left me raising eyebrows more than once. Some of the advice I've heard my wife give out is, quote, "Oh, it's cute for boys to pay for everything, especially in your first relationship," or, "Oh, honey, don't worry about that. He can pay for you if he really likes you," and other similar stuff. I've tried to balance this out by telling my daughter straight away, 2 people in a partnership should contribute equally, and my personal favorite, if someone asks if they can take you out to dinner, it's reasonable to expect them to pay. But if someone asks you to grab dinner with them, it's reasonable to split the payment. I figured that would be an easy way for a young person to understand the difference. However, I've noticed my daughter becoming more and more entitled with her boyfriend's money. They haven't been anywhere, obviously, since we're at home, but the way she talks to him about, "Oh, I'll just ask him to pay for this, etc., leaves a bad taste in my mouth. She has also flippantly bragged or mentioned that she gets him to buy gift cards for her by mentioning her mother's advice. Example, "If you really like me, you'd pay for it." I spoke to my wife privately and told her my concerns. She insists it's a rite of passage for girls, and it's cute that she should feel a guy's completely spoiling her. I told her it's not cute for her to be thinking it's acceptable to view relationships as personal ATMs. And my wife became very angry with me and is now calling me an a-hole with a lot of hostility. You can cut the tension with a butter knife. So, my opinion on this one is no, OP, you're absolutely not the a-hole. But I think it's better if I tell you what my opinion is using this comment that I found in the original thread. It's exactly how I feel, and it got a lot of attention. It says, "It's not cute. Not the a-hole. Your wife is the a-hole. Your daughter is becoming the a-hole. The boy also needs some guidance, but that probably shouldn't come from you." Do you guys agree with that statement? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you don't, tell me what you would do differently. Our final story of the day is an Am I the A-hole story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to cook dinner for my stepmother after her guest, and she has been refusing to let me eat the food she cooks? Guys, this one has entitlement written all over it. Smash that like button, and remember, the best way to support me is by subscribing. Here's today's final video. 16-year-old male here. My dad married my stepmom just about a year ago. She did not want me to live here and wants me gone. I've insisted that I should stay as I don't want to live with my mom. Her husband is a piece of work. So now we're clashing. She announced last month that she would not allow me to eat anything she cooks or cook anything that she buys, and I should arrange my own food completely separately, down to the ingredient level, including salt, because I'm not her problem to deal with. This is annoying, but anyways, I can handle it, and I did not want to act entitled, so I started buying and cooking my own food. We've been going like this since then. Her sister had an accident a few days ago, and on the day of the accident, Stepmother texted me in the afternoon, saying she's bringing the sister's children over and they'll arrive around midnight. Asked me to buy groceries and snacks and make a late dinner for them. I never replied to her and did not do anything. I have to say that while for a few hours it did not look good for her sister, and she had to go to surgery, it ended up being successful, and she will thankfully make a full recovery. Well, they came, and she noticed there's no food, and they indeed were hungry, so she was angry at me. I told her that it's not my problem to deal with, and she said I'm being a jerk, and I said take ones to no one. She ended up ordering pizza. My dad told me that I was out of line, and I should have just done what she wanted me to, because it was an emergency. And I should have done a favor for her, and it would have gone a long way to improve our relationship. I told him our relationship has always been hopeless because she hated me for no reason, so there's nothing I can do that'll make her hate me any less. And at this point, I've accepted it, and I don't care. He says it's not true, and I'm now grounded. This is completely unacceptable. I actually got kind of mad after reading this story. This kid is 16. It's not like the kid's over 18. Why isn't the father standing up to this crazy entitled lady and saying, hey, I understand that you bought these groceries, but it's a kid. And I think that karma was amazing at the end. But the one thing I can't get over my head is how this father just thinks that the kid's in the wrong. I don't know. Would you guys have done it differently than OP handled it? Let me know what you would do in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll be here tomorrow at the same time. See you guys then.